Good morning and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, a collision between two trucks resulted in a massive inferno on the roads in Hubli. The fire broke out when two trucks rammed into each other and the diesel tank exploded. Now, the accident took place at Nekar Nagar on the Pune-Bengaluru highway. You can clearly see both the trucks on fire over there, and the cause for this is that the diesel tanks exploded after the collision. Thereafter, we're told that the fire force personnel reached the spot and started to douse the fire. Well, you can clearly see both the trucks there on fire. Now, we still do not have any information as to how the collision took place. Whose mistake was it? Were both the drivers of the trucks speeding? Well, as of now, we're told that the traffic police are investigating this case, but the fire force personnel reached the spot. You can clearly see them over there through the smoke going about their work of dousing the flames. In fact, a collision between two trucks resulted in a massive inferno on the roads in Hubli. The fire broke out when two trucks rammed into each other and the diesel tank exploded. Now, the accident took place at the Nekara Nagar on the Pune-Bengaluru highway. Well, the BSE Sensex surged 370 points to its third successive record high on Tuesday, as most exit polls projected a win for Narendra Modi. Now, the 50-share Nifty jumped over 100 points and traded above the 7,100 levels for the first time. Now, the BSE Sensex and Nifty hit a third consecutive record high, while the rupee and bonds gained in early trade. Now, the rupee was trading at 59.6263 per dollar by 9:10 a.m. In fact, the BSE Sensex surged 370 points to its third successive record high on Tuesday, as most exit polls projected a win for Narendra Modi. The 50-share Nifty jumped over 100 points and traded about the 7,100 level for the first time. Now, BSE Sensex and Nifty hit a third consecutive record high, while the rupee and bonds gained in early trade. The rupee was trading at 59.6263 per dollar. In fact, we now have with us Mr. Jagdish Ahuja, Director of PCS Securities. Mr. Ahuja, can we say that the market is only reacting because of the post-poll, or basically the exit poll results?
Definitely the market, there's a sense of optimism in the markets, and the markets are reacting to the positive poll factors, because finally stronger governance is the key issue which has been paralyzing the economy for the last 10 years, you can say. And if we go back and see, but this cannot be just only the Modi factor which is playing out right now. If you go back and see, in Jan 2008, our index, the Nifty, had touched 6,357. The same thing was repeated in November 2010 when it touched 6,338. And this is the first time it has broken that 6,000 in March 330. and made a new high and now are currently at 7,100. Currently, the companies are offering much more value compared to the rest of the world. If you look at Brazil, you look at Indonesia, you look at China, all are having their own problems. In Brazil, you have the drought and the internal situation. Russia, the Ukraine problem. China, the credit bubble which is going and the lack of transparency. So it leaves you back with India, and currently the FIs seem to be favoring India right now.
All right. Now, Mr. Ahuja, would this be the right time to enter the market?
The markets are a little expensive right now, but that doesn't rule out the possibility of further rise in the markets. Especially the leading stocks have already moved up, but definitely the scope still remains for investing in the markets. The best measured approach to the markets would be to enter the markets with a smaller base right now, even though it's expensive, and try to buy down on declines, because we find that the market, especially the Nifty, seems to have made a new bottom after all these years, and we could see that trade with a 6,600 and 6,650 bottom. So one has to start playing the markets, otherwise you'll be left out high and dry.
All right. Now, suppose it's a hung parliament. Can we see the markets then going into a deep nosedive, or steep dive?
Yes, but again, as I told you, we are offering value right now, and that would be the best opportunity for everybody to get in. We feel that there will be a sharp correction, because in the last two elections, we have seen that the markets have given you reactions, to the extent of 10 to 15%, especially when it's unprepared, like what happened during the NDA problem, when NDA lost its vote of, the elections. So we could see that there is a knee-jerk reaction to the market, but the market wisdom automatically settles down. The fundamentals are improving. We are getting out of a bearish cycle. We are in the beginning of a bull trend. The optimism seems to be back. And personally, I feel that in case there's a hung parliament, which of course seems to be a remote possibility right now, that would still be an opportunity for people to enter, because in the markets we always say the darkest day is just before dawn.
Very true. Now, do you also see the Sensex hitting the psychological 24,000 mark today?
Could be, because it's hardly 170 points more. But what tends to happen is whenever there is good news coming out, we have another adage in the markets which says buy on rumors and sell on news. Mm-hmm. And today the good news is already out in the market. So definitely we could have some good profit taking and healthy profit taking on the top. So currently what we feel is that if you get a chance and you get a good rise today, some amount of profit taking for people who have taken this chance and taken this opportunity of looking at the elections, that will be a great time to actually book some profits, wait on the side, wait for some correction, wait for some bad news to come and re-enter the markets again.
All right. Now, the ET polls say the Sensex may rise to 3,000 points more by this year end. Is it a realistic mark?
That seems a little far-fetched, honestly. I think we can, at the best, look at a 15% upside, and that's another 1,000 points, and that I think also is being optimistic. So 3,000 points definitely on the Nifty is ruled out, but on the Sensex, yes, you could expect around 3,000 points.
And what do you have to say about the Indian rupee? Because yesterday too it dropped below 60, then it closed at 60 point particular price, but now today again it's trading at 59.63, if I'm right. Yes.
The rupee currently is in a bull trajectory, because we had lost a lot of ground in those days when the CAD was in problem, and we had, our imports had gone completely awry and our balance of payments had gone haywire. At that point of time, we did see a depreciation of the rupee till 69, and we've been seeing a steady, slow appreciation on the rupee. This is also because our reserves have been crossing, of course, have already crossed the 300 billion and are still growing stronger thanks to the FII flow coming in. Plus, what tends to happen now is we get money in basically two forms. One is, of course, the SIP or the systematic, PIS, that is the portfolio investment scheme route, or the other one is the direct FDI route. And with a strong government coming in the center now, and the thrust going to be on creation of more jobs and opening up of the economy and creating a manufacturing base in India, I'm sure that the FDI is only going to be increasing. So we can see that the demand for dollars per se will be coming down slowly and steadily, and dollars should be pouring in again.
So basically what you're trying to say is that in the next few days or few weeks or few months, we can actually see the rupee appreciating against the dollar.
Exactly. But at the same time, one must understand that there is a rupee is not a toy to play with, and it definitely requires very, very careful handling by the RBI, which is doing a good job. They come and support it at the right times. The intervention is necessary by central banks, because that otherwise can cause a huge amount of problems both to importers and exporters at different points of time, and lead to points of pain, because basically a currency, as I was telling you, should not be something to play around with. It's supposed to give you a sense of stability, a sense of reality.
Right, Mr. Ahuja, thank you very much for speaking to News9 and sharing your views with us.